Welcome to Claudia's Teaching Corner. How to teach letter sounds to your student or child. Hi, today we're going to talk about how to introduce letter sounds to your student or child and how to blend those letter sounds into a three-letter word. On my first part, I'm going to teach you how to introduce these letter sounds. Let's get started. Well, the first thing that you're going to do is that you're going to split the 26 letters into 5 groups. 4 groups of 5 letters and 1 group of 6 letters. On week 1, you're going to take your first group. Here you have the letters. They are A, B, C, D, and E. On your first week, you're going to work with these 5 letters. And you're going to do 5 activities with every single letter. What are you going to do? The first activity will be to repeat the sound of the letter and point at the card. You're going to have your student repeat it and do it after you. For example, A, B, K, D, E. Your child should do the same thing. Repeat it exactly the same way, each sound, and point at each letter. Your second activity would be to ask your student to identify a card with the letter sound that you're going to give him or her. For example, if you're working with Susan, you're going to tell Susan, Susan, can you show me the card, the letter that makes the K sound? And she should be able to show you this letter sound, K. Can you show me the E? And she should be able to point at this letter. You're going to do it with every single letter. Your third activity would be to do the opposite. You're going to point at the letter and you're going to ask your student, in this case we're working with Susan, Susan, can you tell me the sound of the letter? For example, if you point to this letter, Susan should be able to say B. If you point to this one, A. You're going to do it with every letter that you have in your group. Activity number 4. You're going to give your student a marker and you're going to tell them a letter sound and ask your child to trace that letter sound. For example, if you tell your child, can you trace the K sound? He or she should be able to trace this letter. You're not going to tell them to trace letter C. You're going to tell them to trace the K sound. Then you may ask them to trace the A sound. And you're going to do it with the 5 letters. Your last activity would be this. You're going to take your flashcards and you're going to have them repeat the letter sound and the name of the picture that you have. For example, A, apple. Egg. You're going to do it with every single card. In this part, you're going to do it just with the short vowel sounds and consonants. Some of you may be wondering if you're going to do it just with these 5 letters. You don't have to stick with these 5 letters in this game. You may do it with all the letters of the alphabet, all the consonant and short vowel letters, because when they repeat the letter and the letter sound and the name of the picture, it's like a game. Your child is going to like it. It's a memorization game. And they're going to be repeating it after you. The first days, they don't know the sounds and they're learning them. But after a couple of weeks, you're going to realize that they are learning other letter sounds besides the ones that you are teaching them on that week. So that's why I tell, my advice is that if you want and you feel that your student likes it, you may have them repeat it after you. But it's a memorization game. For example, A, apple, E, egg, iguana, or insect, A, octopus, umbrella. And then you start with your consonants, B, bus, K, cow. You may do that with all the letters, but that's the last activity that you're going to do. That is activity number 5. Activity 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're going to use only these 5 letters. At the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday, you may feel that your student is not able to identify the 5 letters. He won't. He's starting to learn them. So on Monday or Tuesday, he will be identifying just 2 letters, and then by the end of the week, he will know 3 or 4 letters. If you feel that you need to take an extra week to reinforce this, you may take an extra week, and then on your 3rd week, you can start with the second group of letters. Take your time. You don't need to do this in 1 week. If you need a 2nd week for the same group of letters, you may take a 2nd week with the same group of letters. The thing is here is to be consistent, to do it every single day, Monday through Friday, to repeat these letter sounds to them. At the beginning, you may do it 2 or 3 times. The first activity, when I tell you to repeat the sound and point at the letter, you can do this 2 or 3 times. Children need to hear themselves sounding out the letter sound. So you can do this 2 or 3 times and then do the other activities, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, after 6 weeks, your child should know the 26 letters of the alphabet, the sounds of those 26 letters. What are you going to do by the end of 6, 7 weeks? You're going to review those letters, all the letter sounds, the 26 letters. Another thing, these activities, they will be very helpful if you do it one-on-one basis or with 2 or 3 students. It doesn't work with a full group, with a classroom. When you are in a classroom with more children, you will apply different activities. But if you're working with small groups or with just one child, this works really, really well. Try it. Wish you luck with this. See you on my next part. I'm going to teach you how to blend the letter sounds into 3-letter words. Thank you. How to teach a child to read 3-letter words. I am back. Now I'm going to teach you how to blend those letters together. Some teachers, they like to start with 3-letter combinations. I like to start with 2-letter words. How are you going to start this? First, you're going to ask your child to sound out the letters slowly and to keep the sound, to hold it. At. And then you may tell them to do it fast. At. You're going to do this many, many times with 2-letter words. Once you feel that they're ready to start with 3-letter words, you may move on into 3-letter words. Now, 3-letter words. Cat, cat, cat. Map, map, map. Tell them to do it slowly and then fast. 2 or 3 times slowly, then fast. Have them do it many times, practice it. You may start with 2-letter words. And then once you feel that you can move on into 3, you may move on into 3. If you want to start with 3 at once, you may start with 3 at once. It's your choice. In my case, I like to start with 2. Once you are finished with this, that you're giving your student many words and he's able to sound them out loud, this is a very exciting part. It's the funnest part. Kids start realizing that every time they sound out a 3-letter word, they're saying something that has a meaning. For example, cat is an animal. Sam is the name of a person. They love this part and they want to do it as many times as possible. After they have done it many times, I'm going to give you this tip. You're going to ask them to do it silently. When they sound it out, instead of sounding it out loud, to sound it out silently. Cat. To hear themselves saying the word cat. And then tell them that once they know what it says, that they're going to tell you the word cat. Sam. This is something that you're going to do once you feel that your student is ready. and that he's really able to do this, because what he's going to do in this part is he's going to hear himself saying the words, and then he's going to tell you the word. But you can't start doing it this way. You should start doing it aloud so they can hear themselves repeating the sounds. So don't skip the stages. Start with the beginning part, sounding it loud, and then you may tell them to sound it out silently and to hear themselves, and then say the word. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you many letter combinations, 2-letter words and 3-letter words. So you may start with practicing this. This is all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Claudia's Teaching Corner.